In my previous videos, I have shared with you the experience of being over 40, of being over 50, and being a woman who has given herself totally to her family, bringing up children, being at work, being a community minded or spirited person, and then you realize that as you were offering yourself, you neglected the fact that you need a financial cushion. You also realize that the time that you lost, you will never regain, and you are anxious. What I am sharing with you is that all is not lost. The good thing is that this is a realization that for the first time, you need to do something for yourself so that you are confident, so that financially there is freedom, there is flexibility, so that you feel healthy and optimistic that whatever happens, even if the children are grown up and they're gone, that your life will continue, that you did not center everything around your career, that you still have time to build a life you are going to be comfortable with, a life that is going to be celebrating the real you without all these responsibilities. Stay with me because I've been there. I'm Linda if you are visiting this channel for the first time. Today, I am going to take you through 4 phases, and these phases are very important because I lived through them and they helped me quite a lot. Trust me, there was no going back. For me, I could not be employed further. I had left my 9-to-5 job, and as you know, the job market is a job market these days. So I was faced with a reality that life had to continue. But what did I do? I'm going to call this the foundation phase. I had to be realistic. I had to look at my finances, the income, my expenses, what I needed to live. It was a humbling experience, but I had to do it. All the frills had to be removed. I looked at my finances, and there is so much that I learned. There were leaks. There were subscriptions I did not even need. There were people who would be coming to me, making those loans, etc., and I would oblige. Gone were those days. It was important for me to accept that come the 15th day of the month, there will be no paycheck, that I was all alone and nobody was going to come and bail me out. So I had to be realistic and make this program work. I call that phase 1. Phase 1 it demanded honesty. It demanded me having to plug and close all the leakages because they were there and there were lots of them. Friends, family, you name it. I had to. So I jotted down my expenses, as I've indicated, my income, and where, for instance, I needed to trim, including downsizing. I had a car that was expensive. I did away with it. And it was comfortable for me to use Ubers, to walk. And I now consider walking if it is necessary. If I have to walk to the nearest shop, for me, that is an exercise. It is not punishment. The Ubers are there. So that was a saving. And I also learned that a car is a financial liability. It's not an asset. So I started thinking about what is a liability, what is an asset, and that was an eye-opener, because today I don't just spend willy-nilly as I used to do. The question is, where is my dollar or rand, because I live in South Africa, where is it going? If I am sending it out there as a soldier, what is it going to bring for me? Is it in exchange for something I need? That it's now a game. I enjoy it when I ask where my money is going. What is it going to do for me? I want you to enjoy that. That was my phase one. And this phase one was liberating because I became comfortable with myself. I did not condemn myself. I forgave myself, and I became very peaceful inside. But there was this determination that I'm going to make this work, come what may. If I make mistakes, I'm going to get up, rectify them, learn, and soldier on. I wish that for you. Then came phase two. Phase two required that I build or rebuild myself. And I love this one. I love to share this because phase two, the building phase, was saying to me, now, what next? What are you going to do? You no longer have this title of being a special advisor, a lawyer, and this and that. All is gone. Nobody considers you to be having that social standing. You are just Linda Zama. Who are you? I call that building. And I had to be humble again, intellectually or mentally. Who am I? My background, what I've done, what I've enjoyed. What is it that I'm able to do? Can you imagine a whole lawyer had to do that? What is it? Apart from lawyering, what is it? It was fun because I discovered so many aspects of myself, and I had already forgotten that. For instance, reading, writing, being curious, just celebrating life, being stubborn, failing and not considering failure a phase for me just to give up. I even survived when I was writing my final year law exams and my husband was killed in a crash. I survived. How did I survive? That was an eye-opener. And then, instead of feeling that I was starting from nowhere, I just saw everything consisting of raw material, which I arranged, and the skill. What it is that I could just do easily and not even wait. And that is why I'm a consultant today, because although I was no longer in a 9-to-5 job, and people didn't know that, and they were coming for advice, for guidance, and then that was saying, you have something to offer, you have something of value. And I became very confident, so confident that I even volunteered myself, which was very good. I didn't tell myself that I was promoting myself. I just wanted to be out with people. I volunteered. And that act of being a volunteer, it connected me with people. It exposed me to very, very good company and environment. And one thing led to another. I got assignments, and people offered to pay for my service. And I valued my service to such an extent that in order to be really good and be confident, I registered for a 12-month course with Modern Wealthy. For 12 months, I was a student, and I enjoyed being a student, learning new things almost every day. I became part of a community. When I was stuck, I would visit the community, and I had something to offer, and they had something to offer. That was beautiful. Just that sense of newness, that I was opening a new and exciting but meaningful chapter in my life. I wish that for you. Do it. Don't hesitate. And I'm going to invite you to visit just watch my other videos. For instance, there is a video that says, who are you if your job goes? That is important, because I then learned that for a long time, I looked at myself as this career, but there was much more than that. So many things, as I've shared. I had been a teacher, and I had learned, I had garnered experience. So my life was so rich and vast and varied beyond lawyering. So, same thing applies to you. Look beyond that. And I'm talking to you particularly because I'm sure that you are still holding a job, even if maybe you are insecure. Start right now, because you know what you need? You need additional income. If you happen to go to your CEO and maybe ask for a raise, you may be lucky, you may be fortunate, I don't know, but the economy being what it is, don't bank on that completely. Bank on something else. This thing that I am talking about, what other skill do you have apart from your career? Can you go for it? Because that is where the money is buried. There are many people who would like you to share your other skill. And I'm inviting you to take advantage of that and build an additional income. Because if you bank on just one source of income, that's high risk. It's even more high risk today than previously. Don't expose yourself to high risk. Can you just start thinking about additional income? Now, let us look at the third phase, which I call momentum. And I experienced this one. When I reached, I think it was 7th month, and there was this momentum that was building. I automated whatever I was doing. The saving was automated. Setting up appointments as my consulting business took off. So there was this momentum. And I never even dreamt that one day I would be making a video and sharing my life with you. Look at me. I am now sharing my life with you because I can switch on a camera and make a video and share with you. Do the same thing. Actually, I encourage most of you, don't give up on YouTube. It is a seamless way of reaching beyond your country, beyond your community. I am meeting you in this video. It is not a walk-in. I'm not meeting you in flesh, but I feel you, and I'm sure you also sense where I am positioned right now. Go for it. And you know what I did? I was getting sucked into the fear of artificial intelligence that was going to come and take away what I was building. So I became curious. What is this artificial intelligence? And I have learned a lot, and I'm still learning a lot. I now know where to locate myself if it is ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. 18 months ago, I would not have known about this. I mean, I am well over 60, but look at me. So, you are just over 40, 55. You still have some time to devise a strategy to narrow this route, this journey towards being financially free, being healthy, understanding what wealth is all about, taking inspired action, being particular about the environment you keeping away from negaholics, and making sure that the noises out there don't discourage you. That was the momentum. Very enjoyable, very energizing, and I wish that for you. I hope that you reach a phase where you are going to be feeling that, come what may, nothing is going to stop you, just that momentum. Automation made my life easy. I became flexible. There was this time doing research, condensing the time, and not being anxious. And mind you, by this time, I was no longer anxious about where money is going to be coming from. I was celebrating life. I was making sure that I am healthy, that my early mornings are a celebration. I hydrate, I walk, and experience the lush environment where I live. And money was coming. I was no longer anxious. And I wish that for you. When you reach this momentum phase, there are bigger things, and they just happen because you are no longer tense. You are no longer anxious. You are no longer worried, because those anxieties can block you. When you are at momentum phase, there is relaxation. You are confident. You know who you are. You know that come what may, it's going to be fine. Come what may, if you make a mistake, you've learned, you correct that. I wish that for you. So, last phase, very, very important. It's the commitment. Because for me, it was not plain sailing, and for you too, it won't be plain sailing. There are going to be times when you're going to be doubt if it is working. Ask yourself, why are you on this journey? Why do you want to build or create wealth? Ask yourself that, because that will be a reminder for you to keep on keeping on and not give up. Giving up for me was just out of the question. It was important for me to get out there and swim and float and succeed. I wish the same with you. And before I say goodbye to you. This is the third video that I'm making out of a series of 6 videos that I'm going to be making for the over 40s when it comes to additional income, renewing ourselves, and moving forward to be financially independent. For those who may be unemployed or maybe they've lost their job, the same thing applies to you. This will help. And do click in the description below because my email address is there. You could send me an email. I will communicate with you so that you set up the time for me to allocate 30 minutes free of charge. I am now ready to engage with all of you if you need to engage with me. I am there and you are there for me because I also benefit, I gain when you make comments and suggestions, etc. I highly, highly appreciate that. Do share this video with other people, other women in particular. They may just need this because I am a living example of the phases that I'm sharing with you. I look forward to being with you in the next video. Remember to subscribe. I need that support as we are growing this community. Thank you for your precious time.